Okay, you guys, what is up? Well, the king, the king lady is here today to do Danganronpa V Animation episode 12 review. That is 1-2. We are one episode away from the series finale. Now, let me just get real. Okay, let me just. All right, now listen, man. This week's episode of Danganronpa, I kind of want to say that I was right, but I don't think I was. Because when I did the review last week, I said how Isaba Mukuro may have been the Junko chick, and I based it solely on the fingernails because she had the red nails. But I didn't know the tattoo, and apparently, apparently Isaba Mukuro was actually a real person, like a real person. But Enoshima Junko, the one that we knew who died at the beginning, in fact, was someone else entirely. That was Junko. Well, I mean, that was Mukuro. And because at some point, we don't know how she did it exactly, but she was able to remove some of their memories. You know, like that's actual, you know, remove some of, most of their memories to where they didn't remember who was who and them being in the high school in the first place. Until of course they opened some of the areas because all the doors were unlocked, and then they investigated. They actually find Kirigiri's father, who's actually like dead. And she already knew that based on what was said, from what Alter Ego said and what the Mono Bear said. And also, so basically, yeah, like, so given that she knew from those two statements alone that in fact her father probably died and was not the mastermind. Now, going even further, we learned that apparently Mukuro was the super duper high school soldier. Like, it's always some super duper high school something. Super duper high school, but like maybe, you know, like I guess Sakura's like the super duper high school martial artist, and Kirigiri, yeah, the super duper high school detective. That one guy with the baseball player, the super duper high school athlete, the guy with the biker, the super duper high school punk. I mean, you know, something like that for every student, probably. It's just that the others, we didn't know like what their super duper was. But when it came to Isaba Mukuro, she was the super duper high school soldier. Apparently, she was a mercenary for the Fenrir. And when it came to her twin sister, Junko, she's the super duper high school despair. That's her. That's her title, her nickname. So, I mean that. Again, like, the thing about it is, like, I kind of said that Mukuro, yeah, because last week I said that Mukuro was Junko, or Junko was Mukuro, and so she died. She was posing for the Mono Bear, but I didn't know that she was the mastermind, because I was wrong on that. But in a sense, I'm like right, but like in a weird roundabout way. But at the same time, I'm not right. So I won't give myself the credit, because I can't really, because I didn't say that she was the mastermind, nor did I say that Junko was the one who like had a twin. Like I had no idea about that either. And also the pseudo high school despair, I didn't know either. All I just assumed was that Junko was posing as Mukuro, but Mukuro was in fact a person, a real person, not an identity. So that's the way it is. Now, granted, when it came to the whole detective part of the investigation, they could have prolonged it. They really could have. I don't know why they didn't do that. It was basically like, I'm gonna say like maybe 4 minutes. Yeah, probably 4 minutes. So that could have been prolonged, definitely. And I didn't really feel, because like when she saw her father's corpse, or at least the bones of her father, Kirigiri, there should have been a lot more emotions, but there wasn't. And I understand, because, you know, she's a detective and she's investigating a case right now, so she has to maintain her composure. I understand that for well. It's just that there should have been at least something there. And granted, the whole amnesia thing, well, yeah, for her, she realized long ago, but it's just that now is because like she knew that she had amnesia, But it's just that in her case, it was like these certain memories. Hold on, these selected memories, and someone's calling me. Fuck that shit. And basically, the thing about it is that they all had amnesia. They all had amnesia. So when we have Naegi, he goes into the locker room and he finds material that Hagakure. Who the frick is All right, okay, fuck it, Jesus Christ. So basically, yeah. So train of thought here. Hagakure. Apparently he had stuff there. And it was like, really? So read, because he had a locker. So it was like a locker. Yeah, he had a locker. And the thing about it is that there's a locker right next to that locker, and it's Kirigiri's. But I also noticed how, if you go to that scene, there's like 4 other lockers that are like boarded up. So that may have to deal with the whole entire, high school despair written history thing. I'm not too sure, but like if you go back, like you'll see like these 4 lockers, like they're boarded up for some odd reason. Like there was like this massive steel plate in front of the lockers. I have no idea why. None. Zero. But again, I'm going to assume that it has to deal with the whole Super High School despair incident. Maybe I could be wrong. And because like there's still stuff that they need to find out. There's still, because they found out who killed Mukuro, and in fact it was Junko. But now they need to find they need to solve all the mysteries of the high school. So that's the next stage, and they solved a few, but not all of them. Now, especially the one about why they chose to stay here, because we do know from now we do know now, according to like that video, and also the notebook that Kirigiri had that was in her locker. Apparently, this high school was there to be a shelter. And the principal asked them, well, are you willing to spend the rest of your lives here? I keep getting this freaking call from someone who's blocked, and it's not happening. But either way, the thing about it is that I have to question as to why that is. Like why was it that like this high school is going to be a shelter for what reason exactly? And why did they agree to that? We have no idea. But hopefully they find out, because I don't think that, because Hagakure and Asahina, they're not really, like basically it's going to rely on Byakuya, it's going to rely on Togata, Kirigiri, and Naegi, those 3. The other 3, Fukawa, Hagakure, Asahina, no, they suck. They ain't doing shit. They ain't doing shit. So the overall episode, I thought it was good. I really did. The whole reveal about, and how they had the pictures. And this to me was a real obvious hint. Where in all the pictures, you literally had Junko's face being blocked out. The one with, the guy saluting and like his elbows blocking your face, that was obvious as all hell. As all hell. Then it came to the one with their snowball fight. There was a there was a thing falling over her face. Then it was the pool thing with the splash of water in the face. And I'm thinking, why is your face always being blocked here? So obviously there's something up with that. And I don't see how you could tell the difference between Mukuro, who was playing as Junko, but she didn't know because again her memories were wiped, and the real Junko. And so like apparently like that was the whole, because whenever there were like these subtle differences in the Mono Bear's personality, which again I didn't catch because I'm not Japanese, apparently that was like that was Junko trying to act a certain way, but then she went back to her original self. Like those were those shifts in personality. So when she finally reveals herself, we listen to her. She has like a deep ass voice. She's like, "Yeah, Friday." I'm like, whoa, who the fuck? So that right there threw me the fuck off. I'll be honest about that. But either way, the thing about it is that from where we go, from here, I'm not too sure. I have no idea. But what I can say is that I don't want the ones who are dead should remain dead. All right, there shouldn't be any like revamp of like just people come back. No, it should be the guys who are here. They're the ones left alive, and like they just jump ship, like they just bail, adios, and they figure out why was it that like, maybe there was like some kind of like missing students or like like because how like normally this because these kids have parents, obviously they have relatives, they have loved ones, and so I'm thinking where the hell are they? So, I mean, maybe they were informed about the whole entire situation, about them staying at the shelter, but it's like, wait a second, didn't your parents say no, fuck no, you're coming back home, what the hell are you doing? So, like, we have to find out as to why that is. But, in all honesty, it was a pretty good episode. It was revealing about the mastermind. That's a huge step in the story progression, and they could have spent a little more time with the whole entire detective work. That, to me, I thought was actually, you know, a little bit too short. And granted, the whole thing about the Mono Bear coming in there, right, and just sliding the photos, I'm like, okay, like, obviously it's a plot of some kind, motherfucker. We can't trust your ass, duh. So, I have no idea. None, zero. But that being said, episode rating overall, let me give a rating, right? Rating overall, I think it was a good plus. I'll give a good plus, because even though there's some parts of the episode where I was like, like, again, the whole detective scene could have been a lot better. The whole thing with the photos was a little bit too obvious. The Mono Bear slipping in photos a little bit too obvious. But there was a huge step forward when it came to the story progression, because the Mono Bear is revealed, Mastermind is revealed, it is in fact Enoshima Junko. There we go. So I'm done. King of Lightning. The show, of course, animation as usual, good. Pacing overall, usual good. Though I will say that when it came to like the whole emphasis about how like when Nike was, you know, saying, you know, like the whole thing about where he makes this declaration and like there's like these ammo things and like they shoot at the Mono Bear and it was like fucking like ooh, and I'm like why like that. Animation wise, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, a little bit cheesy. But overall, it was still a good plus. So I'm done. King Lightning. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.